The two men and the reptilian stared at each other for about 15 seconds, and then they left. The creature remained standing without moving. One of the witnesses called the police on his cell phone, but he was told that the security at the facility would handle the matter. Indeed, security waited for the men and threatened to arrest them if they did not leave. And then it looks like there's a disclaimer here. Note, above was the initial report of the incident posted on the UFO.about.com forum. Below is a statement given by one of the witnesses, Pat Garrett, on his reptilian experiences as reported to Mary Sutherland, BUFO, Paranormal and UFO Radio. And that was a note from Lon there. If you want to read that statement or the incident there relayed by Pat Garrett to Mary Sutherland of BUFO, Paranormal and UFO Radio, go on to Phantoms and Monsters. I know you're probably hooked now. Check it out. It's pretty neat. The title of the article, of course, is entitled Underground Reptilian Encounter in Carthage, Missouri. It's very interesting indeed. I don't know what you guys think or feel about all that. I don't know. Anyway, reptilians are not very interesting story indeed. That's probably going to do it for the Exopolitical Pulse for the day. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back for some sci-tech news and wrap up the show.
Don't touch that dial. An alternate reality awaits.
Hey, Jack and Shannon. I just want to give positive affirmations that just let you guys know you're doing a great job.
In Sonic Society, business member Stephen Nelson. I wasn't going to call. If others do not call,
I want to let you guys know that I love just about everything that you guys have been putting out, and I think it's spectacular. And I
just wanted to say, great job on the show. Really enjoying it. I love what you guys are doing with it. Thanks for the support. Thanks for running Robots of the Company. You're doing a great job. I want to congratulate you and thank you for the completion of your outstanding production, Firefly Old Wounds. Not only have you made the verse bigger with your works, but every new piece of the growing verse inspires others to do
great shows and everything. Keep it up. I'm loving it. I'm digging it.
I wanted to say I really enjoy all the great shows. So historical that I love playing them for my little.
She'll start listening. I think this is the second episode. I haven't even where you got it, but I do appreciate it. Really like the episode.
Brandon, just wanted to give you guys some major props for all the fun stuff that you've been putting out.
I'm just letting you know this is Rick from Port Angeles, Washington. I'm looking forward to the next episode, and I'm picking you guys up of CFUV FM radio station out of Canada. I love your show, and we need more audio programs such as your sci-fi.
SonicSociety.org, the very best in modern audio drama, all around the world.
Spell rhythm. C-K-E-U-F-N.
This is Mallory from BC, and you're listening to Unified Field on CKDU. Okay.
You are listening to the Unified Field with your host, Mr. Justin Brown.
All right, welcome back to the Unified Field here on Saturday night. I'm your host, Mr. Justin Brown, and I'm glad you could all be here. So we've got a few things here to talk about. Today, for the SciTech News, we're going to feature Popular Science Magazine. There's a few neat things going on here. What can I tell you? I'm basically just going to give you a brief overview as I talk about some of the interesting things happening in pop sci here. The big one, of course, the cover of the new issue, is 39 Days to Mars. The 123,000 mile per hour plasma engine that will take us there. Not quite the 700 million miles an hour speed of light travel, but it's a good start, isn't it? Because originally Mars, it was going to take us with our past technology about 6 months to get there and 6 months to get back. And now to get there in just over a month, there's been some leaps and bounds, everybody. There's a new plasma engine that's going to take us there. Now, the article here in PopSci, it's huge, so I'm not going to get into it too heavy, but basically what I wanted to do is just let you know that there's new technology here. It's like a huge 5 or 6 page spread here. I want you to check it out at popsci.com because Mars is a huge fascination to me. I think the more time we spend there, the more we'll understand about ourselves, our place in the universe, and possible life having existed or existing on Mars right now. So anything we can do to get there faster is phenomenal. But you should see this new Mars rocket. It's called the Vasimir rocket, and it uses an enduring electrical source, such as a nuclear reactor or solar generator, to transform hydrogen gas into plasma. Powerful magnets force the plasma out of the engine to propel the rocket at 123 miles per hour. So quite incredible. Quote, Mars is more of a waypoint. We'll open up the entire solar system. Someday we'll find life out there. Well, maybe the joke's on them because we've already discovered life out there. These people don't pay attention. They live in a box, yet they're so intelligent. They're so stuck in the dogmatic ways of science that they don't even see the life all around them already. Very interesting indeed, but of course, when you're that high of a rank and caliber, working under such projects, do you really go against the grain and say that you believe in flying saucers and extraterrestrial entities when huge contracts and a very fortunate and financially stable future is at hand? No, not likely, because we're still living in the dogma. But anyway, a really interesting article. Check it out in popsci.com. There's some encouraging stuff happening in the area of activism too, I might add. Basically, there's a new task force out there to make sure that endangered animals are protected. I'll just read a little blurb here for you. In the ongoing campaign, Project Endangered Animals, forensic investigators can already identify the food on our plate. Now they are working on advanced methods of intercepting even the most carefully disguised contraband, be it tuna, caviar, or bushmeat. Their ultimate goal, pinpoint where goods came from and stop the hunting of endangered species at the source. So we're still fighting the good fight. That's fantastic. Check that out in Pop Sci. I'm trying to get through this fast because there's a lot of stuff that I needed to talk about, and there's so many cool things in this issue. The other cool thing in this issue this month is there's a feature on the 10 most brilliant minds in the world, and you should see some of the stuff that these people are doing. Like, I'm starting to lose, like, an understanding of current science because it's probing so deep into the microcosmic world that I'm starting to not understand what they're even doing. You know, like what was that? I read an article a couple episodes back about a chip that was both biological and artificial at the same time. It was like a lung chip that could perform the same tasks as a lung, but it was a chip. So, you know, that's just an example of what's going on. But like, there's this one lady here, and this blows me away. What's her name? Her name is Chiaro Dario. She's 32 years old. Her field is material science, and her affiliation is the California Institute of Technology. But this is what she's doing. She's developed a lens made up of several of non-linear waveguides, which produces sound bullets that could someday break apart tumors in the body. Incredible. That really sounds extraterrestrial to me, eh? Using sonics as precision instruments in surgery. Just fantastic. What else are these people doing here? This guy here is 34 years old. His field is physics. His affiliation is the National Institute of Standards of Technologies. His name is Ian Spielman. He's brilliant because his manipulation of atoms chilled to near absolute zero can help create high-temperature superconductors. Like, these people are just, like, so insanely genius. They're really fascinating stuff. This guy here, you look at him, he actually looks like an extraterrestrial. He's got this weird look in his eyes. His name is Raul Rabadan. He's 35 years old. He works in computational biology, and his affiliation is Columbia University. And he's brilliant because his skills as a string theorist help him trace swine flu back to swine and reveal the source of a mysterious salmon plague. And that's either the disease or one of the diseases sweeping the entire ocean right now, killing it off, if you don't know anything about that. Very interesting. But anyway, I wanted to talk about also the ongoing revolution of the electric car, because I think it's so pertinent, it's so contemporary, that we really need to focus on all that. There's a little article in here about a new 3D camera that you can shoot to take 3D pictures. There's an awesome new device in here, a portable digital studio called the Teenage Engineering OP1. That's about $800 American, and it's just awesome. It says here, packing features into an electronic instrument, say adding a recorder or a sampler, tends to make for a bulky device with a serious, complicated menu system. Teenage Engineering's OP1, part of a category of devices musicians called groove boxes, bucks that trend. It fits all the bells and whistles into a trim 11 by 4-inch slab that does away with menu digging. It's a sophisticated all-in-one noisemaker you can carry or play with one hand. Super cool. I love these magazines, these hard copies. It's a rarity these days. Yeah, I mean, there's an ad in here from General Electric. What the new car has been waiting for, introducing the Watt Station. It seems like we've been waiting a long time for the electric car, but maybe the electric car was waiting for this. Introducing the Watt Station from GE. And I guess this is one of the portable new powering stations that's going to be all over the world here. Eventually. Because I mentioned something on the last program of something like 20,000 new power stations being integrated into the United States for new electric cars. So the electric revolution moves on. New cars here, there's a Nissan Leaf, 100% electric, no gas. Tesla has a whole line of electric cars. Bikes now, you can take your bike and lock them electrically to a docking station, which is taking place here and there all over the States. The article's in here somewhere, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. But anyway, there's an article here on biodiesel, how at any given moment about 500 million gallons of wastewater are running under America's cities. Some 25 million gallons of that is grease, which can be collected for about 2 cents a pound and turned into diesel. So there's some, on November 2nd, Californians vote on whether to stall the state's carbon emissions reduction plan. So it looks like they've got some biodiesel gas stations in the works here too that might be put into play. So that's really encouraging. I wanted to read this to you because it's so cool. Astrobots face off. The US and Germany prepare to put the first humanoid robots in space. Not only is it cool because there's robots in space involved, but one of the robots, its name is Justin. That's awesome. Anyway, check this out. On spacewalks, one astronaut's job is sometimes just to hand tools to another astronaut. It's a simple role, but risky, considering that a tiny tear in his spacesuit could rob him of oxygen. This month, NASA will introduce a more durable and expendable astronaut when it sends the first android into space, Romanek 2. And he's really cool. He's got like this kind of gold head. It looks like it's a helmet, like a motorcycle helmet, a new contemporary motorcycle helmet with no eyes, just a big screen, a big huge screen or visor like you see in a motorcycle helmet. And I must tell you, Justin doesn't look as cool. He's kind of spindly and he's got strange hinges and he's a neat color of blue, but he's got a kind of a little dorky head and, kind of like me. Let me see here. Romanek, built by NASA and GM, is a head, torso, and arms that will be anchored inside the International Space Station. After testing and upgrades, it will graduate to spending time attached to the station's exterior, where it will be most useful. Astronauts' bulky gloves make handling tools difficult. Romanek could hang on to the runway tools and aid with more complicated tasks, and where an astronaut takes at least 6 hours to prep for a spacewalk, Romanek could boot up for emergency repairs in minutes. Recognizing the need for more spacebots, the German Aerospace Center, DLR, has constructed Justin, a robotic torso with similar talents. There was a friendly competition between us, says Gerd Herzinger, DLR's head of robotics. Germany will probably need to work with other countries to put Justin on a Mars rover,